I am Optimus Prime. Excuse me. So that's my Prime voice. Welcome back, folks. It's Brian, and we're doing another final. Yay, another final. That's 3 this week, guys. Another final, and this one is for the Clone Toy group build that we were hosting with Mr. Mooger over at Mooger's Models. And yeah, again, thanks guys for joining in and helping out and participating and just basically supporting by watching the videos and commenting. That is very, very appreciated. So we were working with a model kit that we gotten from Mrs. BG from Christmas, not this last year, but the year before, and we were promising to get to it. And so here's the box art here. It's by Flame Toys. I think they're trying to be a rival of the Bandai stuff, or Bandai. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that, but I know how to pronounce Flame. So there are several different versions of the Transformers in this particular genre. I have, of course, Prime here, and then I have a Bumblebee and an Ultra Magnus that I got for Christmas. So I'm looking forward to digging into those guys. I'm not 100% sure we'll get them battle damage as much as this guy is. But we were inspired to do a lot of battle damaging because of the original toy that we have, who is, I would say, battle damaged because he's lived a life. He's telling some stories there. If that Prime could talk, I would probably be arrested by the world of toys. So we had a lot of fun doing this. Building of it is extremely simple. It was molded in several different colors, like gray, the red, the Optimus Prime blurple, and couple different colors of gray, I should say, actually. Everything that's on here that we see it's of a metallic shade or color is something I actually painted. There was no chrome pieces in this. So that was kind of a challenge, but it was still fun because I didn't feel like I had to strip anything to take off the toy-like shine that was going to be there. So we did do a lot of weathering, and you can see the slashes and stuff that are on his arms and shoulders. We went after him with some jeweler's files and scarred him up, scratched him up to try to make it look like he's got some defensive wounds. We went after the battle axe with the jeweler's files also to give it some nicks and scratches and stuff in the cutting edge. We also used a lot of this little guy here, which is something that I'm very fond of now. This is called Ushi powder. This is a metal polishing compound, and it's got actual ground up metal in it, I believe. But this one happens to be steel. I'm sorry, we're not in focus. There we go. This is steel type, and this is about $16 on the eBay right now. I got this about 3 years ago, and it's still full. So a little bit of that goes a long way. It's not like something you're gonna have to be buying every few days. So the price is probably worth it. We did do a lot of dusting and stuff with them also, and for that we used a lot of this here, the Tamiya Weathering Master system. Mostly we used the light sand just to give them some dusting and a little bit of contrast here and there. But basically it was assembly, and then we took them back apart again because we're not familiar with how this guy's supposed to go together. So we assembled them, checked out how everything went together, took it back apart again, and then went after him with the jeweler's files, and then we went and hit him with some silver paint. Did a wash of silver paint over him to get into the crooks and grannies, and then we went back after that with a little bit of a black wash and just to tone stuff down. Mostly because we didn't want stuff to look like all the scratches and stuff were of the same vintage. We wanted things to look like it'd been there for a while, or maybe something a little more fresh. So try to switch it up a little bit here and there. That axe blade is glinting very nicely in the light, I should say. I'm very happy. I'm very, very happy with that. Matter of fact, I was more happy with the blaster that he came with originally, and then I started messing with the battle axe, and I'm like, oh no, this axe has got this is the schnizzit right here. So around on the back side here, there's this little tab that we attach to the back, and that's supposed to be able to hold his blaster, but all you have to do is blink and that thing falls off. So mighty, mighty delicate. And that is another thing about this here. This is definitely designed to be posed and put in the cabinet and admired. It is not a toy, does not transform. It is mega delicate. Stuff falls off of him very easily. It does have like this vinyl capture type of system where you have like a pin and tenon type of thing, and a ball and socket type of thing, and those those come apart very easily. So again, very easy to pose, but it's not something you'd want to build for your kid and hand off to him. Like, here, son, go have a good time. Your kid's going to be back within seconds going, how come his head won't stay on, Dad? You know, type of thing. Or Mom. So we're going to pull back here a little bit so we can pick him up and sort of show you some detail stuff here. First of all, before we do any of that, here's the blaster that I was just talking about upside down. There we go. So we went over that with a very light Ushi powdering to bring up some of the metallic glint that's supposed to be coming off that, just to make it look like it's a little bit on the worn side. And did a little bit of scratching on it here and there with the files just to kind of bring out some of the damage that we would see on something like this, like maybe he's pistol whipping somebody, something like that. I don't know, it's Optimus Prime. He wouldn't be pistol whipping somebody, right? That's a villain thing to do. So let's move this out of the way. There we go. There we go. So the decals that are up here on the shoulders, the emblems, those are actually from a decal set that I got online. The decals that come with the kit, I wouldn't even call decals because they're technically stickers. And yes, I'm wearing a blue shirt today. You can see me in the background. These are stickers. I didn't use a single one of them. Instead, I painted the axe blade like flat red, and then went back over that and then polished it up with Ushi powder, scratched it up and everything. This metallic coloring here was Mission Models Chrome, which I had never used before, so I decided to experiment with this one here. You know, I liked how it looked. It actually was brighter than this bit here, which is, to me, a TS30 Silverleaf. And then I did the black wash, and then this ended up being darker than this bit. So I was like, yeah, you know, it is what it is. So we did a gray wash on all of his wheels and tires to make those look like they've been used and worn. We got slashes and stuff on his fuel tanks. And then down here on his feet, we have a little bit of Ushi powdering going on his vents here. I suppose they're vents on his shins. And then on the feet, we dusted those up a lot. So we figured he'd be trampling through the dust and stuff like that. Very little paint work was actually done to Prime himself. There's a lot of, like, again, stickers and stuff that are supposed to be going in these vents here. I just did a black wash in there and left it. I thought it looked better. Back here on the back of his legs, these here are supposed to have stickers that go on there also of a metallic nature. I decided to just go ahead and paint those metallic gray and then do a grime wash over those. But yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this guy up. I really like how he looks. Let's get a far shot here. Oh, and then on his windshield here, this little crack. That actually started out as a mistake because I was making the slash right here on his breastplate, and the file slipped and then dragged. I'm like, oh no! And then I thought, oh wait, yeah, let's mess that up even more. So we went after that with some more files and dragged it all out. So there we go, guys. I hope you like it. I had a lot of fun working on them. I'm looking forward to doing more Flame Toys projects in the future, so hopefully we can get at least one more of those in this year because we got so much going on already. All right, y'all, thanks for tuning in again, and we'll talk to you a little bit later on. Bye now.